Hello and welcome to this short video we're going to do today on the real Court Farms and the surrounding area. So we're starting off here at Stonebridge Farm and we're going to start by having just a little look here. Obviously on Google Maps, if you're familiar with Google Maps, you can't go too much into places, but this is looking pretty real to the Oxford & Davies map. Very well detailed in the map. There are a few differences on here, but you can sort of see why Oxford & Davies done certain things. That's not open there. There's a bit of a hedge and a fence goes down here. If you try and look in, that's as much as you can look in. There's an old farm stuff up there, trailer and stuff. There's a reception area here. I assume that's to do with their caravan stuff and that. So if we go round here and go down the road just a little bit, there is a bit of a junk area here. So we can see we've got some what looks like a telehandler or front loader attachments. Old trailer here, car trailer. There's an old like Weeks trailer-y sort of thing over here. Looks like there's an old Bomford hedge cutter there. Hay feeder. There's something over there, can't quite tell what it is. 3-point link attachment. Another one that's behind the wall there. There's an old hay bob, or Vicon Acrobat rather, sitting there. So the hills in the background are pretty realistic to what's on our actual FS22 map. So the road that actually goes down there, it won't let us go down. Even on our FS22 map, it's got houses down there and that, but this seems to be some sort of private-y sort of road that Google Maps won't let us go down. So we're going to have to move on elsewhere from here. I'm not going to show us moving up the road because it's a bit like a Star Trek time warp when we move along if you ever use Google Maps. So we can squiz along like this, but I don't want to be sort of showing you too much of this sort of business really. So I'll get on up the road, so we'll head north again, actually towards Court Farms, and then have a look up there. So we are just coming up towards Stonebridge Farm again, back as we're heading north as it were. What I will show you from down here is that from sort of here and behind us a bit, it seems to be more like a sort of single track road with passing places. It's not actually a double sort of carriageway. So you can see up here there's no road markings basically. There's no white line down the middle. And this basically carries on with, there's some sort of passing places. You can see one over on the left there a bit was a little bit wider. But this basically carries on till literally the entrance to Court Farms itself. You can see we're just coming up to the entrance to Court Farms itself there, and this is actually quite tight through here, and there's no white line until literally the entrance to Court Farms. So we're right outside the entrance to Court Farms now. So we can go in here a little way. It does let us, for some bizarre reason, come into here. So we'll get right down to here. So you can see there that there is like a coach park and stuff. So that's the big open field that we've got there, but look at that scenery. I mean, I'm sure all of you on Court Farms will recognise that. Those hills in the background. So that is very true to life. Now, we can go up into this car park a little bit more, but you cannot see anything behind these trees. And it will not let us go any further than this. We can't go any further than this to see what is down here. So that is it, basically, for Court Farms to do with Google Maps. So we'll get back out on the main road. So we're back now just at the entrance to Court Farms. So again, you can see the hills in the background there. So we're now going to carry on heading sort of north up this way. So we'll carry on up here and see what we can find. So we're just at the next area up now. So if you've been watching my series, this will be what would have been Owen's house, just here. So if we head up to the back entrance of that, I'm sure you'll recognise this area with the bit of wall along here and the grass field out there. And obviously down here is where we've got our mechanics. We wouldn't be able to go down there, so we'll carry on up the road. So we're just coming up now to the next prominent bit on the map, where we've got the road going left here and a road that goes around the back there, but we're missing something. There is no windmill here in real life, but it wouldn't be out of place if there was one. So we'll start off by just popping down here and seeing what we can see. So this is going to let us go down here. Again, this road you can see here is quite tight, but that is how it is on the map anyway. There is another caravan park here, which is on the map anyway. So now we've got to where this other little sort of farm place is just here. With the wooden place opposite where there's the sort of allotment thing up here. But on Google Maps in real life there is someone's house up here. So if we carry on up, so that winds down the road there. We're right on that sharp corner. So we're on this bit now that I've got these concrete blocks in here. And on our series we've taken on these two fields. So we're back at just coming to the junction now, where the windmill should be here. So I think now we'll go straight over here and up this road to see if we can see the other farm. So this road really is quite tight. So this will be the road where we're heading to the other sell point, which is basically up in there. And as we worm our way around here to the right, we're going to be heading towards home farm. So there's our back entrance into the sell point. So we've got to our tight turn down here where home farm is in here. So that is the entrance to home farm. There's lots of trees around and hedges, so I can't really see what's going on there. That's all we can see from here. So we're down on the next corner now where there is actually the sheep field. And if we zoom in, you can see there is a more of the buildings that are in there. So that is obviously, quite obviously, a farm down in there. So we are now down the road a bit further to where the actual horse farm is. So that's pretty much correct there. There's the horse farm and there's the barn for their hay and straw and whatnot up there. Right opposite where we have the gateway to where we have made our new arable field. So the hedgerows and everything here we've obviously removed now on the map, but that is all correct there. So just as we come down to the next section, there's the old barn we tried to remove. So we are now at the ditch that we cleaned out that leads back to our land on our map, with the house that's here. Obviously you've got, I think it's a livestock market that's down here, but this is a bit of a different story. It's obviously still a track, but it is not really passable. It's quite grassy down there. The houses there look like they've got a bridge, but I don't know whether it's houses or whether it's something to do with footpath. That is very grassy down there. I don't think anything goes down there very often. We can't go down there. We can go in a bit from the other end, which we'll get to. So what I'm going to do now is go back up to the road where the windmill is. So we are back up to our junction now with our Banwell sign and where the windmill isn't. So we're going to carry on heading north up here now and see what we can see. So we're coming up to where we've got our farm on our series. We've got obviously all the houses and stuff on the left. So we'll carry on up and see what we can see. So there's plenty of houses on the left hand side. So we have actually reached now the entrance to where we've got our farm on our series. I know we've actually built our own one here. It's not on the normal map, but it's got some walls there to the house and a double gates. But if you look around here, I think they would call the police if you went in there and asked for a pint of beer, because there is no pub there. It is someone's private house. But by obviously adding the pub to it on the actual FS22 map, it gives it a bit more immersion. But in real life, that is, in the pub, that is someone's private house. So as we carry on down towards the shop area, there is a gateway there, but it is a business park, and I don't think technically there is a dealer there, but it was the obvious place to put a FS22 shop, but it is a business park. So we've got the road opposite over here. So this is the one I said obviously comes out the other end we've already looked at. And I think this is where the wood sell point is it? That's actually a farm in there. So we can go up here a little way. So we can't go up there much further, only lets us go about another 100 yards. Obviously this is the back road that will go through and join up where we were. I mean, you know the map. So there's a gateway here. There's obviously post and rail stuff that's overgrown here, but that is the back of our, where we've got our farm on the map, and that is our lower field out here. So we've reached the end point here of where we can actually get to. Where the river is. We're not allowed to go up here to see if there's a bridge, but that all looks pretty familiar. So we've come to another familiar area here, the housing estate, which does exist there. And the play area. So if we just go up here a little bit, we have got the two crossing points there, and a little bridge here, which goes back round to that way of the part of the map. So we're on the corner road now, which leads into that housing estate. So that is all correct and present. And we've got our long road that leads to some of the other fields up here. So we've just come around a corner from that bridge. So there is some of the old sheds up here. And the house driveway of this place that's just over the sort of waterway. So that's all correct. And the bridge we were parked on with the tractor we hired, or were borrowing, when we were hedge cutting up here and on the other road. So that is pretty much it. So that's where I'm going to pretty much leave it for this one. So thanks ever so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So for now, cheers, and we'll catch you next time.